Here's best-selling Christian author and teacher Eddie Smith with another spiritual warfare moment.
Hi there, this is Eddie Smith with another spiritual warfare moment. Several years ago, we had a big event in Houston for a couple of years in a row called Breakthrough Houston. And we filled the city auditorium downtown with dozens of churches coming together, hundreds of believers, actually thousands of believers coming together. And it was a very powerful event. We had some wonderful results. I talk about them in my book, Making Sense of Spiritual Warfare. But the second year that we did that, I was asked to do the worship for the event. And I remember the night that we were there in the city auditorium, and the worship team was tuning up and getting ready behind me, and the pastors were meeting backstage in prayer, about 20 of them from different denominational relationships. And the auditorium was filling with several thousand people. And while we were preparing, I had two different intercessors come to me and say, Eddie, I feel like God told me that there is a witch here who has come to curse what we're doing. Now, the words were different, but three different, independent of each other, three different intercessors came to me with the same message. So I got the clue. When I started the service that night, I said this: in a moment, we're going to begin our worship, but first, I have a special announcement to make. I want to welcome all of those who have come tonight, who are witches, warlocks, Satanists, and others, who have come tonight to do warfare against what we are doing. We want you to know that we love you in Christ and that Christ loves you. We want you to know, secondly, that you're in the safest place in Houston. Tonight, you are surrounded by people who love you, who have nothing but your good in mind. And thirdly, we're going to pray now for God to bless you. And I prayed a very sincere prayer for God to bless them, bless their families, bless their businesses, bless their going out and their coming in, bless them in every way. When the event was over, I had several interesting comments. A couple of pastors came to me and they said, you know, I learned so much about the way you opened that service by blessing those people who had come to war against what we were doing. I don't think I would have thought of that. One lady told me, there was a lady sitting next to me. She had an odd-looking clothing on, and she had a stranger bag still, a big burlap, a big bag, like a shopping bag, and she had taken things out of it and put them in her lap. There was a bronze cross, there was some hair and a feather. They were fetishes, I suppose. And when you got up and blessed them, she began to grab those things and stick them back in her bag. You could tell it was like she had just been arrested. Why did I do that? Because Jesus tells us to bless our enemies. He tells us to love them, to do good for them, and to pray for them. Paul tells us in Romans 12 to feed them and give them drink. Occasionally I'll get a letter from somebody and they'll say, a witch just moved into my neighborhood. What am I supposed to do? I tell them, I don't know. That's like a Baptist just moved in my neighborhood. What am I supposed to do? Why would you think that a witch is somehow holding certain power or danger over you or anybody in your neighborhood? Sometimes we see these things far worse than they are. It's time for us to give credit where credit is due. The earth is the Lord's. That includes your neighborhood. Don't be looking for a demon-free zone to live in. Why? Because Jesus didn't have one, nor will you. Plus, he prepares the table before us in the presence of our enemies. It's time to be blessing that woman. It's time to be taking brownies to her. It's time to be getting to know her and letting her struggle with the fact that Christ in you is the hope of glory. I hope this helps you. I'll talk to you later.
Order your copy of Eddie's Making Sense of Spiritual Warfare today at www.prayerbookstore.com.